I'm pleased to welcome in a man who's played 5 seasons each, some of them overlapping with the Jets and the Giants. Is a man now of the 7-2 Seattle Seahawks in his 11th season in the National Football League. Great to see Leonard Williams here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Leonard? Good to see you.
I'm doing great, man. How you doing? Thanks for having me.
You bet. How does it feel to be 7-2 right now?
It feels amazing. I gotta say, it feels good.
Because again, I just kind of recounted, being a Jet and a Giant and having all of those times, and I'll revisit that just in a brief bit briefly with you. But I do want to talk about your current situation first and how things have changed over there. You arrived just a couple of seasons ago. Mike McDonald did as well. What is clicking and working for you there that you can put your finger on, Leonard?
I think it's just the identity that we're creating in the house that, Coach Mike has done a tremendous job of doing in his 2 years here so far. And, we just create such a hard work ethic. We believe in process over results. So we learned that, after a win, to stay humble, go back to the process. It's not about the results, and vice versa after a loss. It's just always going back to our process. And I think we are creating a tremendous amount of just belief in our team and belief in our coaching staff and belief in one another.
Well, obviously that's not easy to do. Again, you're the way that you were born into this league and how you went through some rough times trying to win football games with your teammates. And I'm sure all the coaches that you had there wanted to instill the same thing, but were unable to do that. What is Mike McDonald's superpower in that respect, Leonard?
I mean, I would just say the trust that the players have from him comes from just his knowledge of the game. You can tell I'm a defensive player. He's a defensive coach. So I'm speaking from, firsthand experience that, he's a smart coach. He knows what he's doing. He puts his players in position to win. And he also coaches all of us differently. He knows that we all have different strengths, different weaknesses. He's not going to expect one person to do something the exact same way as the next guy. And he allows like a good blend of it being like, his principles and the way that he wants things, but also allowing the players to have a role and take the keys of the team as well. And, we have a big, back and forth with the coaches and players that creates a more symbiotic type of situation.
So, yeah, I mean, Pete Carroll's last year was your first year there, and then obviously McDonald shows up. How have things been different from year 1 to year 2 with Mike McDonald that you might be able to point out, Leonard?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, I love Pete Carroll. I'm so happy that he traded me here. He was a big players coach, had a lot of fun. And I think Mike came in and, they're just very different personalities, I would say. I think Mike had to learn the social aspect because he was such a, X's and O's type of guy. And Pete was a very social guy. He had the team very bonded. And I think Mike has done a good job of now learning the social aspect and being able to incorporate both his knowledge of the game and now learning how to also be really sociable and a player's coach as well. And I think, those are the best type of coaches to me that, know the game, know football, know the X's and O's, and also are personable and can get along with the players and that sort of, that stuff.
Yeah, and it just is all working. I mean, this thing was a wrap almost right away yesterday. And what is that like to be on a team? You're watching your teammate DeMarcus Lawrence return 2 to the house like that, and you know what it's like when the 12s start getting wound up in that crowd. It's just a big momentum shift that is so tough for the opponent to overcome. What is that like, Leonard? If you can describe that.
I mean, it's huge. It feels amazing. My whole career, I've heard this term. You're either playing meaningful football in December or you're not. And a lot of times in my career, I was not playing meaningful football in December, and it makes the season feel really long. You're out there playing, knowing you're not going to the playoffs, and it just makes the season feel hard and long and dragged out. Whereas like now, there's like excitement in the building. There's people are looking forward to that next game. People are looking forward to the future. We're playing meaningful football in December. Guys are rooting and cheering for each other and looking forward to going against good opponents, looking forward to just getting better every week. And Yeah, I mean, it's just been an amazing, amazing time this year.
Now, again, I'm not doing this to stir anything up, Leonard. I swear to you. But after DeMarcus returns one, then he gets another. Is there a part of you going, what gives? How come certainly since the second one kind of like dropped right there too. Like, are you sitting there going like, what about me? I mean, you're like, I'm just as much of a hard worker. I've been in this league forever and a day, just like him. What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everybody wants theirs, in a game. We all work so hard and we all put the work in that, you want to see the plays and the results happen on Sunday. But at the same time, it's like I couldn't be, as happy as anyone, to see a teammate make a play like that. It was crazy to see it happen back to back though. And like you said, it was like we were joking this morning how, I've been around football, for so long at this point in my life, and I'm still seeing new things. It was crazy to see that play happen back to back the same exact way. Same exact two guys on the play. And, DeMarcus didn't even have to break stride when he was running into the end zone. He was just running and the ball was in his hand at the same time.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
That's what I'm saying. Why not you, man? I mean, you're
exactly.
working hard. You're a hard worker.
We both got to ask him that.
That's what I'm saying. Again, I don't want to stir anything up. You've also got to be very pleased as a fellow USC Trojan to see what's happening with Sam Darnold. And what he's doing for your team and what you guys are doing collectively. Can you walk me through what you saw when he first arrived and what you're seeing right now and how those two moments might connect in any way, shape, or form? Leonard?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, our connection from USC and our connection from the Jets, we had a little bit of crossover on the Jets as well. So I got to see him come in as a rookie. I remember I wasn't around him as long. I got traded that same year, I believe. But it's just really amazing to see him grow as a leader, his maturity, his discipline. I just see the same guy every single day. And I'm not just saying this. This is like one of the best quarterbacks I've been around in terms of his process. Every time I see him on the airplane or wherever it is, he looks like he's watching film. He's working with the receivers. He's just constantly trying to find small details to get better. And I think it's showing. I mean, he's playing some of his best ball right now. And it's just great to see him lead the team, lead the offense.
Yeah, and again, seeing him in college, and then obviously seeing him in the pros, you were witnessing when he was in college. I'm sure rooting for the Trojans from where you were, Leonard, right? Watching those highs, and then being there when he showed up with the Jets and seeing the potential lows and watching him go through his career. And now here you are, you're in year 11. He's in. Now with his fourth different team right now, making it. I'm wondering what you saw of his journey and what you think is his fortitude here that you can shed some light on from your personal perch.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I could shed a lot of light on it just because I feel like I've been through a similar situation in my career.
Yes.
I've been on, this is my third team now. I'm on year 11, and now I'm, I believe I'm playing some of my best ball now. And I've seen the same journey for Sam where he started off on the Jets and got traded around and was kind of looked past, and guys were undervaluing him and things of that nature. And I think he's that type of process and time in the league just creates humility and just creates a work ethic that I think Sam has right now.
And obviously, when he's operating the offense, you're on the sideline, maybe doing, your thing on a tablet or with a coach or with your teammates. But do you sometimes stop and watch Jaxon Smith-Njigba do his thing, Leonard?
Yeah, we do as a defensive line, actually, because we always talk about how there's some similarities there between a receiver and a defensive lineman in terms of the way we have to create space, get guys on off balance and things of that nature. And, just from understanding that as a defensive lineman, I think we can kind of understand when we see a great route or we see a great move that Jaxon puts on. And he's been incredible to watch. I mean, and it makes our job a lot easier as well, because we know when we go to the sideline, we see third down and things like that when we're on the sideline, and we just, we have a lot of faith in our team that they're going to get the first down with 11 out there on the field, and he's just unstoppable right now.
He is. I mean, he's got over 1,000 yards through 9 games. He's really threatening a Calvin type season, and then for him to do it after DK winds up in Pittsburgh, and it's now his role, right? fair or unfair. We all understand the way things sometimes get portrayed in the media. I'm wondering what your perspective is from that point of view of how he's been able to do it in just 9 games of being the man there.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say from my time here, I think I got traded here his second year in the league or his first year. Can't remember, but from the time I've been around him, I could just tell that he takes on his role just to 100%. I think he was fully okay with being wide receiver 2 or 3 and was like fully soaking up all the information he could from the guys in front of him, like Tyler Lockett and DK. And, he's just 100% in his role. And now that they, bumped him to the number 1 receiver and he's the guy, it's like he's, again, like leaning 100% into that role, and he's very capable. And I think he did a good job of just taking in as much information as possible from those guys that were here while he was here.
All right. Two questions for you, and then I'll let you go on the rest of your Monday. And I really appreciate you joining me here after such a big win and in such a big week for you. But I would be remiss if I didn't ask you your thoughts of the Giants firing Brian Daboll today. And you know the organization, you know the front office and the way things have gone there for the Giants. Do you have any thoughts when you heard that news today?
That's actually news to me right now, just because I just woke up and was kind of focused on my team this morning, came in and worked out. So this is news to me. I always thought of him as a great guy. He was a player's coach. I got along with him pretty well, and I'm definitely wishing him luck on his future. I definitely got to hit up some of my guys that I know over there and see how they feel and see how they're doing.
All right, and so you just woke up, huh? Man, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Damn.
No,
man.
I've been here for a little bit, but I just haven't been on my phone. I have a good rule of not being on my phone too much after a game.
Really? What do you mean? What's that rule? Yeah. What is that rule? What is it?
I just like to keep my head clear and not focus too much on the media and things like that. I like to just be where my feet are. And a lot of times after games, I notice, guys get on the bus and that's like one of the first things they do is they want to check their phone. They want to check Twitter. They want to see what people are saying. And to me, actually, I like to stay out of all the noise for at least 24 hours.
Okay. All right. So then I know you have to go. So last one for you, Leonard. What is this week going to be like? What a big game. You got the Rams. They're playing on tilt right now. The quarterback that you're going to have to stop the run on the way to has been on fire. What do you think this game's going to be like and what this week's going to be like? 7-2 at 7-2. Cooper Kupp going back there too, Leonard.
Like you said, they're on fire. We know that as a team. And like I've been saying, our team is looking forward to getting better every week. We're looking forward to playing great opponents to see where we're at. And I think this is one of those matchups where, we're going to be able to see where we're at. So we're definitely treating this week very serious, as we always do. And I think that's one thing that we have to focus on this week is treating it the same. Like I've been saying, it's going back to the process. I think if we make any game too big or too little, we're going to get off track. So I think we just need to stay exactly how we've been treating it and going back to the process.
Leonard, thanks for the time. Again, like I said, I know day after a game is always quite the day, but congrats on the 7-2 start, and I look forward to chatting again real soon. Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
You got it. That's Leonard Williams, everybody, in his 11th year for the 7-2 Seahawks. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.